Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Dead Video Game Podcast. We didn't try to make this show about dead video games exclusively, but god damn it, do a lot of video games show up dead these days, don't they, boys? Don't they, folks?
They really
Anyway.
do. It's like a zombie thing now. They show up already rotting
Yes, they
at
show
the
up.
trunk. How does this happen? Where should we even begin? There's so much to get into today.
I know.
Usually
Well, I
you guys,
think we should begin with blaming gamers. It's gamers' fault
It
that
is,
these
it
games
is.
are dying.
you talentless freaks. Damn it. You did it again. You've done it again. You know, it used to be that I would kind of sort of like, I wouldn't have a whole lot to say about like gaming news, but it's just been a barrage of the same thing, the same funny thing happening over and over to where I've grown to enjoy it now.
Yeah,
It's almost happening every other
you're not
week.
even a gamer. You don't even like gaming. You just like the, what is it, Schadenfreude of watching this shit.
Schadenfreude, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
that shit
little
happening.
bit. Well, it doesn't help. In case you guys don't remember it, when Concord, the first one came out, one of the artists on it, I believe it was Concord at least, one of the animators on it said something along the lines of, ha ha ha, you stupid chuds, you talentless freaks. You don't understand how to make a game. And ever since then, it's been just a series, an actual serial ownage of Concord-like games coming out, being developed by talentless, visionless freaks, and then flopping. So, which one should we start with? Do you guys want to start with Concord 3, or do you want to first talk about the funeral for Concord 2?
Well, I do want to. I want to take a what's the middle of the road approach here for me personally, and point out that people I think people are being very gung ho about labeling things as Concord at the moment. Like, again, they labeled Marathon as Concord before it launched, and I think that was a bad idea, obviously, because I said like a Bungie game's going to be fine regardless, and it mostly has been fine. It's like hovering at like 70,000 players, which isn't, that's not a viral hit or anything, but it's definitely not Concord.
That's just because it's what's known as the internet, which is something starts taking off running and then everyone wants to apply it to absolutely everything. A great example is the word slop. Yeah, there's a lot of content slop coming out these days, but everyone is labeling anything they don't like as slop. It's what happens on the internet. Just ignore it,
It's an
Jackson.
overuse. It's an overuse of the term.
Overuse, for
And
sure.
I think that like when a game launches and immediately fails, then you can call it a Concord. Like, I think that's totally fine. But I think people are being
I believe
there's
Concord, there's a formula. Yes, Kaya's onto
Yeah.
something. It needs a large budget, a very formulatic design, and a presentation that is like almost like we know what you want more than you do kind of thing. You know, like, oh, we've tested this. You'll definitely love it.
I think
kind
it's
of
just
deal.
out of
important part.
touch. Out of touch. Like, I think whenever I think of a Concord, like, that's the word that comes to mind, is just out of touch
Mhm.
immediately.
Out of touch, yes, but also very important. A Concord must be visually generic and
Yes.
boring and basically
Boardroom
mobile
developed,
game-like.
basically.
Marathon is not a Concord, like, and you know this because the visuals themselves are actually kind of neat. Like this kind of, I like this style. I like neon colors and all the colors of the rainbow in neon. And
It's unique.
Push it right into my retinas. I like this. Concord, on the other hand, was the most generic. Okay, here is Guardians of the Galaxy Character 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Character 2. Chad is asking, by the way, what was Concord 2? It's Highguard. Now, to start the news off, Highguard.
Wait, before we
this-
get into
yes,
that,
my
it's
bad.
time to
Yes.
play our favorite weekly segment. How many people are currently sitting in Highguard? Who
Well, I
wants
think
to
that's going to be an
guess?
easy answer.
Who wants to guess? You can't play the game anymore. The servers are offline, but you can sure as shit launch that main menu or something. I don't know.
Does it
Because
count
the count
those?
is not
Can it
zero.
count
I'll
those?
tell you that. It is not
Oh, is it
zero.
like,
Really?
is it
It
like
is-
seven
What?
people on the main menu?
Well, would you like to guess? It's time for our weekly How Many People Are Playing Highguard Right Now segment. Anyone want to guess? Any takers?
Jackson.
Yeah, 7.
You go first.
7.
7,
Okay.
says Jackson.
I'm gonna go. I'll
I
say
mean,
20.
it has to be. Oh, okay.
How much, Kaya?
20.
20. We will split the difference almost perfectly. 14 is the current answer. 14 people maybe forgot to close the launcher or left their computer running or I don't know, somehow. But that's according to Steam
Wow.
charts. 14 people are playing
I mean,
Highguard.
technically, just to be clear, Kaya was closer. technically.
By one. Yeah, by one.
Yeah.
So Jackson loses again.
It's okay. We can share, Jackson. There's plenty of Highguard to go around.
I'm opening it up right now. I'm opening up the Highguard main menu right now to boost those numbers.
So I was
We
like,
all
there's not
literally
enough
show our
Highguard
part.
actually.
Do our
How does
part.
it feel? What power do you wield knowing if you just open the launcher for Highguard right now, you'll add like 5% to the player count? How does that feel?
Can you, like, surely it's not even available on Steam anymore, right? It's been delisted.
Good question. Let's look that
I
up.
would assume so. Yeah, it's delisted. You can't. So
That's
if those people in there are currently on a piece of history, they're the only ones with like a running. I wonder if you like leave the main menu, then you like can't relaunch it even maybe. So they're like,
yeah, it's like Speed with Keanu Reeves. Like if you stop, it's all over. You can't shut the game down or it's gone.
that's so cool.
forever.
They're the only ones keeping it in memory.
They're carrying
Yeah.
the flame. They have the torch.
Literally in RAM.
Ah,
That's
So
crazy.
Godspeed, you 14 players.
So according to the news, Highguard's Wildlight, the studio, seems to be shutting down. The studio's LinkedIn page was abruptly removed in the last few days, and its official website has also been taken down. Womp womp. Let's see. Wildlight. Enter.
Yeah, I mean it's the most
Entertainment.
predictable outcome of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they going to do? They're already like $100 million in debt,
yeah.
probably.
Wildlight.gg 404 page not found.
I mean, they don't have history. It's not like a different studio where they had a line of products and then one bad game and then the publisher destroys them or something. This is like they were made to make Highguard, and yeah, there you
The
go.
stakes are so high now that even like, you know, those institutional game developers, if they put out one non-hit,
Stinker.
then yeah, they'll be shut down. Whereas this place doesn't even have that, so of course they're going to be shut down immediately.
Yeah,
Like realistically, what are they going to do? Fund the next 5 years of trying to make another game? No, that's not going to happen. They need to start fresh, basically. So what even is the point then of continuing on a video game studio that has only put out Highguard?
Mhm.
Like that's just a net detriment to your future as well. There's no necessary reason for Wildlight to continue existing in any form or function.
yeah, totally.
I'm trying to open up.
Brutal way of putting it.
Okay, so is everybody ready for Concord 3 announced yesterday? When I say announced, does everybody noticed that it exists and apparently it does have some money behind it?
So
whatever
what is
reason?
this? So what's the concept here? The game is called Time Takers. It's another hero shooter.
I don't know
that's
how
it?
else to put this to you, Jackson. Concord is now a genre. It is a genre of video game. Just like how battle royales became their own genre, Concords are a genre now. We sank $200 million into it. With the characters all look like they're out of Marvel, and then we release it and take it down same day. So here's a trailer.
Yeah.
Not a trailer, but what is this? Character designs and
Once I
intros.
take the
yeah.
game, it is over.
Statistically, this was expected.
Ugh.
This is going in the highlights.
I say truth.
Durr.
Super results.
What?
A smart monkey,
He's a
get
smart
it?
monkey, Jackson.
That's never happened.
Wow, that was one intense
Wait,
fight.
that's just
That's just
Johnny
Bionic
Cage.
Commando. That's just, well, it's literally Bionic Commando.
Do you like this guy? I love this guy.
That's
You
the
cannot
Toucher.
have more of a the toucher.
Yeah.
Yep. Up dudes to the left, little boy.
Yeah. The
what's wrong with
fondler, if
him?
you will.
He's pretty cool.
That's
okay,
Johnny
just
Cage.
generic.
Guaranteed.
There's 2 Johnny Cages so far.
Who else would have?
And then there's Anonymous.
So for audio listeners, all of these quips that you hear, imagine what character is tied to them in the most generic hero shooter
Yeah,
you can think of,
for
and you're
audio
right
listeners-
every time. You're right every single time.
For audio listeners, all of those quips that you heard weren't actually from the video. They were Kaya doing an impression incredibly well.
Yeah,
It's
pretty well.
and he was
impressive.
cosplaying them all as well. He stitched this video together last minute with all the
Yeah,
outfits.
it's all AI. I mean, you probably could easily too. This is the sad part.
I mean,
yeah,
is this a controversial opinion? I guess it is. Like the game's probably like super generic, and those Overwatch voice lines are extremely generic. So I think the game is going to be incredibly generic. But I think the character designs are at least more interesting than Concord. I still think they're generic.
not a
and
high
very-
bar.
Yeah, very Concord like.
Well, let's watch the second trailer.
Slightly better.
Is this a trailer? Let's see.
Yo, this skin, guys, or this one?
Okay, here's gameplay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, for audio
Are you
listeners,
excited?
it looks like every third-person shooter that's been made in.
It's
Oh, boy.
Fortnite.
It does look like Fortnite, yeah.
I can't see. Wait, is it meant to be this bright?
It looks like overly contrasted Fortnite.
What the fuck is happening? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wait, on your end? Oh, that might be an HDR issue, but in OBS it's probably more correct. Sorry about that.
Alright, don't worry.
God, Windows fucking sucks with HDR.
I know. I was ranting about that to you the other day.
Yeah, I don't even use it.
No, I have a perfect HDR monitor, and I don't turn it on because it's just such a hassle.
Yep.
It really is. Like when it works, it is worth it. And even like whatever. Okay, I don't want to get sidetracked. Point
Yeah,
out the game looks fucking boring.
plugging the PlayStation 5 into the monitor is like beautiful. Like that's out of the box native HDR implementation for like all the games on there. And then anytime you try to run an HDR game on Windows is just like, no, I'll handle the HDR implementation. And then it looks like disgusting eye slop. Just
I just think it's too
massive
bright.
branding.
I just think
or the
absolutely
game
everything
works.
is too bright.
Or well, you can adjust the brightness. That's not the issue. It's that nothing works with each other. Like you can adjust the brightness on the game, but then okay, if I want to watch a video on YouTube, it looks deep fried. Okay,
Yeah,
if you can manage it
exactly.
to not look deep fried, and you want to capture it in OBS to stream, okay, now that's blown the fuck out for some reason.
It's because the Windows implementation is just fucking awful across the board. Like it's so
The problem I have
disconnected
is,
from everything.
Yeah, you can adjust the brightness, but then I just adjust it to standard brightness levels. Like, why do I have HDR on? Like, it's too bright without
Well,
it.
HDR is great for just like the contrast.
No, it does look good on certain things, but most of the time I'm just like, I don't care. Fuck it. It's whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just easier with it off, honestly. If I turn it on and then I have to go into each program and change settings individually before I play a game, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much headache.
So
Yeah, it's very,
Time
very
Takers, it's
yeah, that's what it's called.
Overwatch, the Battle Royale, I guess.
Yes.
But which is
Yes.
already Apex Legends, which is also a hero shooter. Okay.
I think this is what they will do is just they are going to keep Concord alive with blood memory. They're going to keep sacrificing $200 million at a time to make a new video game, kill it immediately, and then resurrect it the next day. And it's just going to live on. The eternal Concord.
What's interesting about this for me is that what was the last Concord? Highguard? That was funded
Yeah.
by Tencent? It was funded by some Chinese publisher, I believe. I think it was Tencent. They pulled their funding
Probably.
once it launched, and then there was a whole article written about that. Time Takers, on the other hand, is funded by NC Soft, which I know is another, I think, Chinese publisher. So it seems mostly that the Chinese and the Asian publishers are the ones that are funding this. I wouldn't be surprised if I went back and had a look at Concord if that was also funded by Tencent or some other Chinese publisher.
Probably. I also would not be surprised. I feel like they're all trying to meet some sort of a, well, this worked in China, just like the
Yeah.
gacha games. It doesn't matter that it's all the same gacha game in our continent. It all makes like trillions of dollars. So when we release this, the Americans like battle royales. Okay, well, just slop them right in the fucking face with a bunch of Concords, and it didn't work because the
It
designs are
hasn't-
so boring.
It hasn't worked. I don't think it's the designs themselves. Like I said, they're not
But the
great. They're
gameplay,
very
too.
generic. The
It's not
gameplay,
just
but
the
yeah,
characters, but
that level of generic design principles, if you want to call it that, extend into the gameplay design as well. And that's what
Mhm.
really kills these games is they're just so generic and boring. Never mind, he's having fun. I'm in.
He's having fun looking at
is.
his bank account for the money he's been given to talk about this game.
yeah, to play as Zaza
Wow.
and these guys, the zany squad.
Yeah, and the,
The
Toon
smart monkey.
Squad.
Can a smart monkey trope die already? I'm so fucking tired of that thing.
Yeah, never mind.
We get it.
These character designs look awful in the game itself. In that little hype montage reel or whatever it was before, they didn't look as bad as they do in the game right now. Like that looks
Like they're introducing
Awful.
every single team?
yeah.
That's
oh my God,
insightful commentary.
So bad.
Well,
Ooh, baby!
Okay, so you're just a bitch in a bikini. Who cares?
Let's get this first.
There's nothing here that
What's it?
sparks
Crossfire battle,
anything.
where's it? Lethal bullet.
There's no joy. There's no,
love this.
like, I have no response to this. You know, I can talk about it, but my brain feels nothing looking at it, you know?
The only
care-
upside, I think, is that all of these games were probably in development before Concord even came out, so that they have to launch. I think
Oh, man,
that
can
maybe
you
it'll
imagine the
stop.
level of dread that they're feeling? It's like,
Yeah.
this newest thing you're coming out with, and then the two things that were copying you just died dead on arrival.
bombed horribly? Yeah, like what do you
Yeah.
do in that situation? And you're already like $100 million in debt to Tencent. What are you gonna do? Isn't there another one? Isn't there a Sony published one that's meant to be coming out called like Fair Games $$ at the end, and it also
What?
looks just as bad? Or did that get cancelled? That might have already been. That might have been
Fair
killed
Games?
before it even came out.
I don't know.
What the
Let's
fuck?
see.
I've never heard of this.
Oh yeah, I've also never heard of this.
Yeah. There you go.
Scaling back
Heist shooter.
contractors on Fair Games, a live service multiplayer heist shooter. Wait, I vaguely remember this. Was this announced?
That's Marathon. Yeah, there was a trailer of like a
Boy,
wacky, zany
it's-
group of characters.
It's really
storming a bank.
promising. It's a promising launch. It created
is.
its social media accounts in 2023 and has not posted since 2023. So
Well, they probably this was Sony, so they were the ones that published Concord. They are the Concord publisher, so I think probably they're like, oh shit, yeah, let's just cancel it. It's clearly not going to
God.
work.
Who's releasing all these Concords? Yeah, I'm watching this now.
Sony, Sony's released at least 2 of them,
Well,
or made 2 of them.
releasing might be the wrong word. Like paying for it and why? Like who's greenlighting it?
I don't know. I have no clue why this gets so much funding. Like Overwatch is the only one that's worked, right?
for what?
Yeah.
For the
Porn.
hero shooter genre.
No. Apex Legends was an extremely huge success.
Yeah, it's battle royale. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
also it's a hero battle royale. Marvel Rivals is technically a hero shooter, and that's even bigger than Overwatch right now. I think you
True.
can make these work. You just have to like make a good game. The problem is these aren't good games. Like people watch
I completely
them.
forgot about Marvel Rivals. Is Marvel Rivals actually good?
Yes, it is actually really well made. It
Or was
is.
it just- okay.
It's basically third person Overwatch, except there's like, I don't know, twice as many characters, and they're all more unique than they feel in Overwatch when you play Overwatch. Like, it's a great game.
Okay.
It really is. There's nothing wrong with it. What the difference is where Marvel Rivals, Apex, and Overwatch succeed is when you watch the gameplay, it looks fun. Like, the characters look well designed and fun to play and unique and interesting. But when you look at these trailers for fucking Concord and I forgot the name of this new one already.
Time Takers.
Very
Time
games.
Takers. Everyone is just like, hey, this is what the boardroom thinks gamers like. The end. Like, I know nothing about them, you know? When I look at Overwatch, if you have Tracer and you have Roadhog, you can immediately go, okay, so she's like the zippy, play the objective, kind of run around character, and he's the fat fucking tank. I immediately know that. When I look at these characters, I go, what does the smart monkey do? What kind of character is that? What does the fucking streamer in the game do? What is
Did you not get that same impression from the Smart Monkey in Overwatch though? What does he do?
He's a big giant gorilla with the fucking laser gun. He's a tank. He's a tank.
Yeah.
But what's
Can
the
I-
smart monkey in this game do?
All right,
Eats
can I direct you
bananas.
guys to the stream real quick? Because I
Sure.
mean, look, Andrew, that's all fine, not good and fine,
Mhm.
but let's be honest here, you're not really an expert. So I actually
Fair.
sought out the opinion. I sought out the opinion of an actual expert. If you guys
Mhm.
would please listen.
The new lesson for game development right now is don't make a live service game. Yeah, because no one wants them. So they're all going to keep failing. Everyone's just going to keep making fun of them and calling them the next Concord. Anyone with a brain would tell you don't make those games. But apparently the people who have all the money to invest just aren't smart people. Because you want to know why? Because they're not gamers. That's why. Ask a gamer and they'll tell you what will work. Ask an investor, they don't know fucking diddly dick. They don't know their ass from their elbow. They're just idiots.
I love you, Darkside Phil. You're my favorite.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. Darkside Phil is amazing. He will never die. He's like a cockroach. The nuclear apocalypse could go off, and he'll still be streaming with fans. Like, the man's a fucking saint.
I love him. He's been growing on me very much. And just like you said, Andrew, there's a trope on the internet where whenever like another internet famous like lolcow either dies or goes irrelevant or has a big like, oh, this person got caught beating their wife or whatever, there's a gif they play of DSP turning around just like as a like
with the fireworks and
outlived another
explosions,
one.
right?
Yes, the fireworks and the explosions, the WWE thing. Outlived another one.
Can we talk about his Virtual Boy stream, which I hope both of you have seen? It's my favorite thing he's done in a very long time.
So, yeah. Clips where he just stares into the thing and describes it.
Yeah, so DSP, I'm going to paraphrase what actually happened. I believe this is the story. Nintendo made a re-release of the Virtual Boy, which was a terrible, failed virtual reality console. It was a piece of shit. And they basically just put it out again as like a retro collector's thing. Like, look, you can buy the Virtual Boy. Now, DSP... Darkside Phil. Jackson's already laughing because I think he's finally realizing what ends up happening. Yes. DSP gets a Virtual Boy from Nintendo, and I believe the story is he does not know how to hook it up to his capture card. He doesn't know how to record it, like how to set it up to record the Virtual Boy's gameplay. So what he does for 2 or 3 hours is just put his webcam on himself playing the Virtual Boy and telling his stream what he's playing. And they can't see it. All they can see is his face, and he's just describing the games he's playing.
Let's see.
7 games. We got Tetris, Galactic Pinball, and each time you select one on the screen, it becomes 3D and pushes towards you on the menu. I can see things on the left-hand side of the screen much better. I can't see everything on the right-hand side at all. I'm serious.
This goes on for like 3 hours.
It's already in there. Like,
can't even see his face.
Switch.
Oh, I love it.
So
yeah, his face is covered by the Virtual Boy as well.
The Virtual Boy is off-center. It's slightly to the right. They fucked it up.
If only you guys could see it.
It's too far to the right.
Here's the thing about DSP, and here's why I love DSP. This is not a bit. Many other streamers out there would do this as a joke. Like, you would do it as a bit, like a haha, look at the funny gimmick. DSP is actually doing this. It's just straight up what his content is that day.
He is extremely genuine.
Yes, which is both terrible and a wonderful thing at the same time.
So somebody in his chat says, this is the next chapter of Phil's story unfolding in front of us. The final transitional step to removing gameplay altogether. 2 hours of seething at chats before describing a game he pretends to play for 15 minutes.
Oh my God. I love it. DSP will forever be one of my internet spirit animals. I love that guy. He just does not care. He really does not give a shit.
I mean, he's winning at life. Like, people pay him for this. So, and
he has been around. I need to really nail in context here. DSP has been around since the era of where capturing gameplay for YouTube was pointing your camera at your television and putting it on the internet. That was the best way to do it. That's how long he's been making YouTube videos, and he still gets a consistent audience watching his shit. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's outlasted other massive creators who are way better than him.
I know.
He's just persistent.
So I've been watching him semi-regularly. I started watching him when Mario Kart World, the newest one, when that came out, because he would play and he would just constantly complain about the game, quote-unquote, cheating against him.
Oh,
and it was very amusing.
Staple.
I have to say that over the years, I think he has calmed down significantly, and to his credit, whenever his trolls bring up the idea of, hey, Phil, you're a lolcow. Why don't you talk to other lolcows like Boogie? Why don't you guys do a thing together? He always shoots it down, saying, well, I don't want to talk to those guys. I just want to stay in my own lane, talk to my own audience. And I do my own thing in my teeny tiny corner of the internet with my small audience, and I'm fine. I'm not a lolcow. I don't care about those guys. I don't give a shit what Boogie does. And I respect that.
Yes.
He has like enough self-awareness to where he goes, I'm not going to just dance for you assholes and talk to fucking...
Like Boogie does.
Yeah, he literally, I wish I could find it. I have never been able to relocate that clip, but there's a clip where, again, somebody tells him, hey, why don't you reach out to Keemstar and like go on LolCow Live or whatever.
Well, Keemstar reached out to DSP. He wanted DSP to be one of the main LolCow hosts when he created that show. Like there was I remember a whole thing about that, a whole back and forth, and DSP had said it originally that he was down to, but then like rescinded or whatever, and then they had a big drama there. But yeah, I think he's reaffirmed that like he has no interest in being
he literally
part of that community.
There was a video where he says, look, I don't care if Boogie and to that other Wings, if they want to drink piss out of a jar for Keemstar, they're free to do that, but I'm not like them, okay? I stick to my own audience. I'm fine. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, that is way more
way more respectable.
Jackson,
that is
Jackson nailed it in one sentence, which is GSP is very genuine. And with that, you get the best of the best and the best of the worst from him because he's DSP. It's not an act. It's not a bit. It's just TSP.
Yeah, that's why Boogie's boring now, by the way, because everything feels like a bit. Nothing feels at all like he's genuinely actual LolCow at this point. So it's way more boring.
Yeah,
if I'm watching him like kowtow and get on his knees and beg to Keemstar to let him back on the show or whatever, I can't there's no level of enjoyment in that because I know before he did that, like him and Keemstar were conspiring about how to set that whole thing up and how to do it and such, and it's just all fake. It's just fake to elicit attention, and it's like I'm not into that.
So the most shit that he gets recently, DSP, I mean, is just a begging. Which, whatever, it's his job, right? So very periodically in almost every video that he uploads on his channel, he will go, all right, guys, like make sure to like and subscribe and show love. This video hasn't been getting a lot of love today on stream. Like, I don't know what's going on today, but not a lot of people have been showing support today. It's like, yeah, he does that, but it's like, it's not constant. He actually does play the game. What I found endearing about him lately, I'm actually watching his entire... what's it? Resident Evil gameplay of the new one, Requiem. I finished it, and so now I'm watching him on. I'm on like part 10 or something. What I find endearing is that he genuinely seems to care about the franchise. It sounds to me like he has played every single game and knows everything by heart. So every single thing that is different in Requiem now kind of upsets him and annoys him. And he's not a very big fan of it, of any of the retcons. So anything that is mildly wrong in the game, he will immediately cite his sources and say, yeah, well, Chris, whatever so-and-so said in Resident Evil 3 in the whatever chapter that this is actually just retconning. I found it very sweet. Yeah, you can tell he has like some mild form of autism for sure. He's life right now.
DSP rules. He's like he might be the only LolCow I've ever cared about. And it's because I think he doesn't hit that mark. Like, yeah, you watch him to laugh at him and he is incompetent in a lot of ways, but he's also just doesn't care. He really doesn't care, and it works. It's amazing. He gets away with it forever.
And of course, the essential ingredient for any quote-unquote LolCow to be likable in the least is he's harmless. Like, he doesn't do anything to anyone, which is, as far as I know at least, and I hope I'm not wrong, right? So like recent memory from what I can see, if I recall correctly, if I'm correct, he isn't really like starting shit with anyone. He doesn't go around hurting
the only
anyone.
thing I can remember about him in terms of that kind of stuff was there was relationship drama, I think, but it was like very typical relationship drama kind of stuff, not anything like abuse or anything like that. Just like
who gives a fuck about that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not the audience's business.
Yeah, but that's like that's the most attention outside of his shtick, let's call it, that he's had basically. Nothing like even close to what other LolCows have had.
Yeah, in terms
like when
of
you go, what's that other LolCow, the one that gets drunk all the time? Only Use Me Blade.
Yeah,
in comparison to that,
Blade, Ethan Ralph, stuttering John. There's a lot.
Absolutely nothing.
Only Use Me Blade is gross. I actually started watching some backstory on him, and I was like, like I feel
he's
dirty
like an
watching
actual.
this,
He's an actual rapist. It's fucking awful. Nothing like DSP. DSP is like the what's it called? Like the Bob Ross compared to those guys.
Yeah,
basically.
he's wholesome. He needs like a he needs like a K-pop fan cam that always focuses on him and does montages of him hanging out.
You know what's actually crazy? You know how Boogie was always called the Mr. Rogers of the internet? I reckon DSP is closer to that than.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Also-
yeah, closer, yes, but not.
Closer, way
yeah, and
closer.
also,
Yes.
to be fair, Boogie hasn't been called that for like a decade now, you know?
Yeah,
he won a fucking game award for it. Boogie's
Yeah, but how long
reputation only
ago?
started going down.
Like a decade ago, right?
27. Yeah, I mean, it is a decade now. You're right.
Yeah.
no.
But still.
Anyway, he's grown on me is my point. I think in his old age, he's also just calmer now. He's
Yeah,
just
he does
calming
look
down.
older.
He doesn't want drama. He just wants to play his fucking game. He still does the thing with the games where he accuses the game of cheating nonstop against him, like quote unquote cheating. But it's almost endearing. Like he'll die to the most predictable way of a zombie munching on him. He goes, where did that guy come from? Well, okay. Well, that nothing I could have done there.
Well,
It's like,
no, you gotta play it
you're
up. He goes,
right,
oh my
DSP.
God, where did that guy come from? Ha 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 ha. Oh, nothing I could do. Oh, okay, nothing I could do. Yeah. Okay, that's where he came from, I guess. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I love that guy.
It's endearing, almost.
DSP is at his peak when you watch him in a fighting game. Like when he's playing Street Fighter or Tekken, and every single match is when
Oh,
he's
like
winning.
right now, you mean?
Yeah, when he's winning, he's like, "Oh yeah, I got him. I'm really good." And then when he's losing, it's this stupid game fucking cheats. There's nothing I can do. Oh, it's lagging.
know.
I was
Yeah.
pressing all the buttons. Like that. That's the only
Awesome.
special
he's a
of
gamer.
DSP.
He's cheating. He's
He's
cheating.
either amazing and the match is easy, or he's getting absolutely like bad luck from back to
That's
back.
everyone. That's everyone though. Like every gamer is like that. I don't know why he has such a reputation for that when literally like everyone that I know who's a gamer blames the game whenever they lose, including me.
But that's not true.
You have bad friends.
Not everyone.
Jesus Christ.
No, everyone does. Absolutely everyone
Oh
does.
my
I
God,
would when I
man.
suck at a game.
You do, Andrew.
No,
Kaya does. I've
what are
heard
you
you both.
talking about? Bullshit.
Yeah, I've heard you both. You're both
Oh,
trying to protect your own.
This is
ego.
This is
Yeah.
Jackson whining again.
Jackson hasn't been happy in 10 years.
But
it seems.
just hold on. Just from his body language, I can tell that he just complained.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's it. Level 3 because she just keeps pressing buttons and it beats everything.
This is a live stream.
It is a live stream.
Oh, it's always funny. God damn it. It's always funny. Every
He's locked
time.
the fuck in.
Oh, fuck. I love that man. I hope he lives forever.
I know it is. It is very, very. I don't know. I like him. He's just so. He's definitely not wholesome, but he's just harmless and endearing in a way,
Yeah.
in a strange, like,
He's not-
oh, what a cute, ugly pug kind of way.
Here's how I would put it. He's not annoying. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he's whiny and crybaby and a loser a lot of the time. But in a way where I'm not, like, agitated watching him. Like, I don't get angry that he sucks at games and complains. I get more, like, fascinated. I get more, like, entertained by it than anything.
I'm angry when he's good at a game.
Yeah.
You haven't died in 10 minutes and complained, damn it. This is not what I tune in for.
Is he? My perception of him is that he's bad at every game apart from some fighting games. Is that true?
He's bad at fighting games. Let's not mince words.
Oh,
He
okay.
is
He's bad at
explicitly
fighting
bad
games
at
as
fighting.
well.
The story with
I thought he was a
him-
pro. I thought he was a former pro.
I was just about to jut in and prove why you're wrong. DSP has won a single tournament, either won or got like top 3, and it was a technical issues Street Fighter tournament where they were literally having problems with the game, and he was just proficient at it in a way, and he got like 3rd place, I think, and he uses that to claim that he's really good at video games.
Yeah, and how many fighting game tournaments have you won?
How many have I claimed to be good at?
All of them.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I am good at all of them.
What is this? You're always talking about how you're good at fighting
I rock
games.
at
Come
fighting
on.
it. No, I'm okay at fighting
Yeah.
games. I'm not bad. I'm okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, and you've won 0 tournaments.
Hey, how many have you won?
DSP. I don't like fighting games. I think they're for imbeciles.
So you're like even a tier lower than DSP and me. Holy shit. Got it.
I know. That was an overstatement.
Yeah.
Hold on, I also love how he stares into the camera when he's complaining.
Yeah.
One sec. Let's see.
What the fuck, dude? She just gets to jump and mash and gets rewarded. She didn't time it.
There
she
he goes
just
again.
held up and hoped for the best.
What a
and it fucking
genius.
hits everything. She is such a scrub character. 0 skill. Absolutely.
Zero
Like from
skill.
fucking idiots who do the same pattern. Go fuck So
I love
you
this
suck
guy.
shit.
He's
You're a
great.
terrible fucking
He's
player.
so good.
Still going.
He's still going.
He is still going.
Terrible player.
Sips his
I,
coffee.
I don't know. I actually think it is genuinely heartwarming when you imagine that this is just an old guy's basically video journaling.
But Jackson, he was exactly like this 15 years ago. He never changed. That's the thing. He didn't get grumpy with age. This is exactly how he talked in 2008.
True. Yeah. You're right.
I
That's a few
I
years
love
ago.
him.
That
I
is-
hope he's the last streamer when everything blows up. I really do.
Oh, he will be. He's gonna do that GIF emote once like Neil Mohan kills over and dies, and they have to sell YouTube to 10 cents. He's gonna still be there.
Oh man.
God. Anyway, so that's my thing that I like this week is the DSP.
Yeah. What a weird rabbit hole for you to turn into. Also,
I know.
you did mention to me, and I
Hmm.
want you to get this on live because everyone's giving you shit for your Resident Evil 9 opinions or whatever. You
Oh, yeah, I
told me
figured.
this, you finished it
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you actually liked the ending. Or you came around on
Yeah,
it a little bit.
Well, there's like 3/3. The first third is Grace mostly, and then the middle third is Leon, and then the last third is like both of them kind of equal time. The middle is just what I hated because I do not like zombies. It's fine if you do. I get it. One of you called it like franchise armor in the last
Which
episode.
is the
so it
dumbest
will
fucking
give-
thing ever. I want to call out Jackson. I was thinking about this all week. Jackson, you're a stupid moron. Franchise armor for Resident Evil when Resident Evil 6 was one of the worst fucking games of all time. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid thing.
Wait. What? Say it again. What did I say?
So, Kaya,
Jackson is confused why he's attacked right now.
Yeah, but I got a
What
bone
was
to pick with him.
happening?
I was thinking about this all week. So Kaya came in, and he has his opinions, and I think
Whoops,
Kaya's
sorry.
totally valid. He's been justifying his opinions, and he's like, I think this game, you got bland parts, this and that. And Jackson, you said something like, but it's getting all these incredibly high reviews. It has like franchise armor because it's a Resident Evil game. It's doing really well. And I'm going to call huge bullshit on that. Resident Evil 6 was horrible. It was horribly scored and everyone hated it. And it almost killed the entire franchise until 7 came in and totally did a completely different formula. So you bad. You wrong. You dumb. Bad things
So
say.
you don't think Resident Evil has some form of
No.
built-in
No.
franchise?
No. 5
Armor.
came out and people liked it, but then
Because of one
retroactively
game.
were like,
Hey,
this game fucking sucks.
Resident Evil 6, that game that you just said sucks. What's that mostly positive review rating up on there on Steam? Can you
Take a
hover over
look
that?
at the reviews from when it came out.
72%.
doesn't matter.
72% is not good for Resident Evil.
That's not good for Resident Evil because of franchise armor.
Yeah.
I
but
bet
it's
this is like a
still-
3 out of 10.
Yeah,
Also,
but you can't
of
say
course,
it was
there's bad
total
things in
dog shit, but then-
franchises. I've never played these. I don't know. They could be dog shit or not. I'm just saying that Resident Evil to me seems like a franchise, like Sonic, where you've got a diehard
No, Sonic
audience.
has franchise armor.
Like Sonic in
Sonic has franchise armor. Resident
Can you let me
Evil
finish?
does.
Let me finish. Not like Sonic
let's also-
in that quality level is like
no,
Sonic.
I'll prove you even more wrong. How about Umbrella Corps? How about all the spin-offs that have like 20% on Metacritic?
yeah.
Those
I'm not saying that this-
Sonic
I'm not
has
saying these
franchise
games-
armor because when
Hold
Sonic
on.
has spin-offs, even those get high remarks, even if those suck. Resident
I'm not
Evil,
saying-
a bunch of the games have really terrible reviews.
Look, I'm not saying again. I'm not a Resident Evil person. I like some of the games. I'm just saying that like the franchise has good and bad games, but I think because of the level of history that Resident Evil has as a franchise, people are going to be reasonably more likely to overlook flaws because they've got that level of built-in enjoyment in the franchise already. And I that's what I mean by franchise armor. Like I think that people are more likely to overlook the flaws that Kaya was talking about last week, which is fine. Like I've got franchises that I enjoy as well. So it's just a thing that happens with these
Look,
long
my
lasting
issue
franchises.
was that middle section is entirely zombie shooter, and I do not like zombies as a category, as a fad. I was over zombies back in like 2008. Dead Islands, The Walking Dead. Okay, I get it. They're in fucking everything now. It's boring. It is the most boring enemy type to me. Just slow slog, and it gets thrown at you like 30 enemies. Anyway, whatever. I already explained what I didn't like of that middle section.
yeah.
But turns out
Can you
it
talk
wasn't
about what you
all
like?
of it. Yeah, after you're done with Leon's segment in the city, it finally changes environments. You get taken out of the boring gray-brown mush of a linear city, apocalyptic city, and I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you're in like an underground lab facility. And my
you
chat-
literally didn't spoil it. That happens in every Resident Evil ever
Okay.
made.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to be a dick. So, but you know,
No.
and
I'm
it turns a lot
joking
into
because it's a trope
I
in
know.
Resident Evil that every single game ends in a giant underground lab, and I mean literally all of them.
Yeah. It literally does every
Yeah.
single one.
Every single one without fail. Yeah.
the characters are more interesting. You get a lot more lore. There is, you know, just more cutscenes about the characters. My chat told me that a lot of it is member berries. Like there's a lot of references to
Yeah,
previous
so-
games, which you know,
Which is fine because it's
those
the
are kind of
30th
lost on
what is
me,
it, like
but-
the 30th anniversary or whatever of Resident Evil. Like if it was
Yeah.
every game doing that, and I would be like, all right, this is self-pandering and stuff. But if
Yeah.
it comes out at like a titular time or a significant time like this, I like when franchises do that. Like when Mario and shit like that happens where
Yeah.
they come out with a celebratory
Yeah,
game
like
celebrating
when,
the entire history.
Yeah, like when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out and they had the entire Return to Shadow Moses. That was like the top of game, to be honest. That was like Hideo Kojima's masterpiece, right, guys? You guys agree?
Shadow
That's what you're talking
Moses.
about. I don't know if you're being sarcastic and that's bad, or if it's genuinely good.
No,
and
I'm
you're
not.
making fun of us for not knowing.
Sounds
Metal
like
Gear
Jewish
Solid
wrestler.
4 literally did come out with a whole level that was just, hey, remember the first game and how great it was? And it was good. It was heart touching. It was really
Yeah,
nostalgically
so it was actually
perfect.
good.
It was very good.
It's actually
yeah,
good. Okay.
it was good.
Kind of like how in Pokemon, the second generation, you can go back to
Yeah.
like, Kanto.
You get on a boat and then you walk off of it and a fat guy walks up and goes, "Do you know what you just did? You just took your first step into Kanto." And 9-year-old me was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh my god."
No,
What?
that shit is cool.
It was cool. That was actually cool. Like straight up. And then not only do you get to go there and hang out, you get to fight every old gym
Every
leader
single gym
and
leader.
Elite Four.
Yeah,
All of them. It blew my mind as a kid. It was amazing.
yeah. And see, when it's done like classy might be overselling it, but in a
Mhm.
classy way like that, I think that kind of franchise usage of the franchise is really strong. In
Yeah.
terms of like people's
I'm
enjoyment.
excited to finish it. I've played like a couple more levels of Requiem and my current complaint, and I think it's because Kai and I have different taste in games, which is totally fine. My current complaint is I want more Leon. Like the Grace parts are fun, but I feel they get a little sloggy, like kind of like, okay, now I have to go all the way across the map because I found this key. Oh, that got me the wristband, and now I have to go all the way back across the map. And like that's fine. Meanwhile, the Leon parts I really, really like because I love Resident Evil 4 Remake and the gameplay's fun, but they're just short right now. Like they end after like 10 minutes, you know? And I'm like, I want more.
Mhm.
I want more roundhouse kicking. I find it fun. I like doing it.
Did you get
And-
to the city yet?
No, not yet. I just,
Okay.
without spoiling it, I just did the part where there's a big hole in the ground and some characters go in the hole. I'm sure you know what I mean.
Think I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like a little less than halfway, I think, based on estimates of how long the game is.
Kaya, you said,
Yeah.
I remember one of your main complaints last week was that the puzzles weren't really puzzles, they were more just like fetch quests. Did that ever change?
No, not at all. I mean, there really are no puzzles in this. I thought I remembered puzzles being in the previous two games, like in the castle one, but maybe I'm
Yeah,
misremembering.
Puzzles are ubiquitous to Resident Evil. Like, you know, that's kind of part of my complaint. Like with the Grace sections, the puzzles are less puzzles and more kind of run around and plug in this thing. Oh, you got a new thing you can plug in over there. Like
That's
you don't-
how I kinda
you don't feel like
remember
you're
Resident
solving
Evil.
puzzles that much.
That's how I remember Resident Evil 2 a little bit though. Like what puzzles are in
Yeah.
that beyond
So-
taking X item to Y location that you kind of get in a linear
So
order?
they do that. They do that. They definitely do that in the old games as well. But there were also puzzles where they would at least have something where it's like, oh, make the water level perfectly equal using these different
Yeah, yeah,
pipes, or oh, I hope you know the history
Oh, there
of
is
these
0.
like documents and stuff, and you can put them in the right order. At least something. Whereas in this game,
Like
every
I remember
puzzle.
I remember in Resident Evil 2, there's like some ancillary puzzles, I would call them, more like environmental puzzles, where you would find like little clues written in chalk on the side of a box or whatever, and that would give you the combination
Right.
to like a lockbox or something like that. I like those because they
Yeah.
require you to interact with your environment in a little bit more
Resident
depth.
Evil 4, it's very, very simple, but there's puzzles where you have to look through a cave to find rune markings, and then you use
Yeah.
those to open a door. It's like that's simple, but then there's other puzzles that come later where you got to like spin figures to line up perfectly, or you have to flip paintings on the wall to tell the story properly, stuff like
So
that.
there's nothing like
There
that
is
in this.
zero. There is none, not a single instance of any of that in this game. Like, it's literally just the store is locked. I need the key. I have the key. The door's
Yes.
unlocked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
okay.
And
that's my
that was my
complaint with this one
complaint.
too, because
Yeah.
Grace walks up to the
Well-
level 1 wristband and she goes, "Oh, thank God, I can go 30 fucking minutes away to the room that opens this up." And then when she gets there, she goes, "Oh, the level 2 wristband, finally." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Okay, well, there's my complaint with Leon. Is it doesn't change. It's the same. Leon
Right,
says,
right.
"Oh, this gate needs gasoline to open." Okay, go get gasoline.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
It is the
think-
exact same. There's at no point do you have to stop and think about anything.
right. And I think I forgive it more with the Leon parts because I love the gameplay of it. Like, I love just the roundhouse cooking and the parrying
Well, it
and the
makes
fucking
sense
throwing
that-
pipes and shit.
Yeah, it makes sense that the Leon sections aren't like puzzle game orientated
Right.
or survival horror orientated because he's an action star ever since 4. So
Mhm.
totally makes sense. But like, yeah, with the gray sections, if there's no like genuine puzzles, it probably feels like a lesser version of the what were those horror games? The really popular
Silent
ones. where-
Hill.
Amnesia?
No, Amnesia. Like the Amnesia games where
Mm.
you're just hiding from the monsters and
Yeah.
slowly progressing through the level.
See, I think
relatively linear
I think
way.
a good comparison of the opposite idea is Silent Hill, because when Silent Hill is good, it's like the opposite idea. The combat is barely there, but the puzzles are really good. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of discovery and a lot of figuring stuff out and piecing things together, and those feel a lot more of that. Whereas in Resident Evil, they kind of, they did have puzzles, but it was a much more like survival horror or run away from the zombies or playing your route or this and that. And this game, yeah, they've kind of gone way more in that kind of move around the hospital and don't let the zombies grab you than any puzzle or story
Yeah,
stuff.
that feels more like Amnesia, I guess, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
Kaya, did you ever
Hmm.
play Silent Hill 2 remake?
No, I never played any of the Silent Hills.
You would
Maybe-
love them,
Yeah, maybe you
honestly.
should.
They're
I might check
fantastic.
it out.
Well,
I need a
half
game
of
to play.
them. Half of them are fantastic. The other half are
Silent
some of
Hill
the worst
2.
pieces of shit you'll ever play.
I mean, Silent
But-
Hill 2 is fantastic, and then
Yes.
the remake is also fantastic. So you got a
Yes.
modern way of playing it. I haven't played it, but I've also heard that Japanese one, the Silent Hill F,
F
was
is pretty
also
solid.
really good.
Silent Hill 3 is also amazing. That game is very, very fucking good. If you like atmospheric kind of horror where
Yeah.
stuff just is really like gross and upsetting, like that's a
I mean,
phenomenal game for it.
and Silent Hill 2 has a like way better story than any of the Resident Evil games. I think.
Yes, yes.
I think
The
that's
stories of
pretty fair to
Silent
say.
Hill are much better than any Resident
Way
Evil
more
story.
compelling.
Yeah.
Way more compelling. Yeah, I'd recommend it for you.
Okay, I might check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Resident Evil ended better than its middle third, in my opinion. Fun
So, what
start,
would you give
fun
it
ends.
overall? Would you recommend it?
I mean, I guess if you're a Resident Evil fan, sure.
Well, all right, well,
Do you at the end of the game, without spoiling anything, do you unlock like a mercenaries mode or just like a go kick ass as Leon mode?
There is an extreme mode or so. I forget what it's called. Yeah, you do unlock a new game plus you unlock a bunch of like 3D models and that sort
Okay.
of stuff.
Because what
And
I
behind
really
the scenes,
want,
so you can see all the people run around on a mocap stage.
because my thing that I really do want is I just want a Leon gauntlet, like in the Resident Evil 4 remake. They brought back mercenaries, which is just they throw you in an arena and go, okay, kill dudes, have fun, get a high score. Here's power ups, and it's like I think those are fun as fuck. Just wave shooters with those mechanics, and it's like I like playing as Leon in this game. And my current complaint is I'm just playing as so much fucking Grace and almost no Leon. And I like the Leon parts, and the Grace parts are fun, but not blowing me away.
Oh, yeah. DSP said the same thing. He said he wants to play more as Leon, and it's upsetting that there's just been so much Grace.
Yeah, so maybe I am a
He
game
knows what he's
expert just
talking
on Resident Evil, not on Concord likes. Yeah. I think I don't think that's like a downside though. Like I would not critique the game for it. I think it's a taste thing. like what you want out of the franchise. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just what I personally am kind of getting tired of. Is all.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad game. At the end of the day, it's kind of fun.
No, I like the Grace parts. It's just like I would say the Leon parts feel like a 9 out of 10. Like I'm really loving them, and then Grace sometimes is like a 7. It's like, yeah, these are fun. I kind of want them to be over sometimes. You know, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm. Okay. Since I have Leon and Grace on screen here, have you guys seen Nvidia's new DLSS?
Yes.
Yes, the future of video games.
All right. Do you guys want to play this real quick for our video audience, and you can describe how?
Okay, it's
It's
woman.
gonna be blown out for you guys probably again.
It's a woman from some kind of video
It's a
game. I've never
woman?
seen her before in my life.
Oh, it says
woman.
Nvidia. There's a woman standing in a city.
Who is that
Okay.
woman?
There is a woman. What is she doing? She wants cigarettes and lotto tickets.
No, it's
And
an
now
OnlyFans
there's a
star.
She's
prettier
beautiful
woman.
now.
Oh, she's
Holy shit.
she's gorgeous.
I
would
want
kiss
to
her
see
on the
her
lips.
naked.
Whoa, oh, there's Leon. I want
No,
him to
there's
fuck
a-
me.
there's
He can't
even
possibly
prettier
get more.
man.
Oh my god. Oh
He
god.
looks even prettier now
He
that
looks
he's been
even prettier.
filterized.
Who the fuck
Now there's
is
an
this
even
asshole?
prettier woman.
What the hell? There's a
Hogwarts.
troll on my screen. Who the fuck? Ew, it looks disgusting.
Yay.
Now
This
it's
looks
better.
like
They
those-
covered him in Vaseline. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks like one of those like smut talk book covers here.
It
Yeah.
does. It really does. They
So
made,
for
okay.
audio listeners, it's a A/B comparison
It's gay
video
porn.
in various video games, and then the DLSS 5, the new DLSS,
Mm-hmm.
filters over the top and reveals massive technological improvements.
So
As
what,
we said,
what,
it
what
used
it's
to
doing
be-
for almost all of these games, it's an A/B test by Nvidia. It is just applying a sheen of Vaseline to everything. Everything is shiny and bright and like oversaturated.
The best way I can put it is that it's yassifying all of the characters. It's like
it really is. It's
Instagram
giving them
filtering
like a TikTok pretty face filter. Like it looks jarring.
It's
It looks
generative
unnatural.
AI that needs to be pointed at. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with DLSS now, but it used to be it would just upscale. That was the whole idea, right? So if you have a weaker GPU,
free performance,
you render
Yeah.
the game at a much lower resolution, like half resolution
internal
of Full HD,
resolution. yeah.
Right.
and then the AI would upscale it very, very well, and it would basically be indistinguishable from running at native resolution. Now,
Mhm.
with DLSS 5, I guess the idea is you run it already at native resolution or at least HD, and then not only does it upscale, but also, like Jackson said, yassify, but it does run
Mhm.
what seems to be a real-time stable diffusion generative AI on top of it to actually change the pixels themselves
Yeah.
to, like, it very apparently changes.
Way more
Make
transformative.
it so the problem
Yeah,
is
way more
though so they're showing two prominent examples. They're showing Resident Evil 9 and they're showing Hogwarts Legacy. In Resident Evil 9 it
Ugh.
does potentially maybe arguably look prettier, but it looks more generic. Like it removes the fog in the background, it removes
what
some of
my-
the dark gloomy lighting. It it looks
Yeah.
prettier, but it looks generic. And then for Hogwarts it looks horrible. It looks
That's-
blown out, washed out, ugly as fuck. It looks terrible.
So that's what my issue is with this technology beyond it just basically being generative and not what DLSS was promised as basically. My issue is that if an algorithm is now determining the style of all of these video games, we're going to see them coming even closer together in terms of how they look. And I think that's horrible. I think if every game looks the same, influenced by DLSS 5
Yes.
from now on, I think that's going to be a massive loss to the
There is
the creative field.
no one size fits all visual thing for games. Straight up, period. It does not exist. It should not exist. The
It's like,
developers
to
should
use your
craft a look.
Instagram to go with the Instagram Yassify example. If you go on Instagram and you look at like 9 out of 10 accounts, they all end up looking the same because they've all got the same fucking filters applied
Yeah.
to all of their pictures and stuff.
Mhm.
Like that's what I feel like is going to happen with video games.
I
if
think
we go
Resident
this
Evil
route.
9 is such a great example because for the others, it's so obviously ugly. It's like, okay, you took this picture, you blew out the fucking contrast, and you made everyone
sharpening.
smeared in cream and sharpening. Like, it sucks. But with Resident Evil 9, it looks so devoid of a visual style. That game, it looks like dark and intense and gross, and everyone looks kind of depressed. And that's the point. It's a fucking zombie horror game. But when they turn this filter on, it looks just like Instagram photos. It looks boring.
Well,
There's nothing to it.
See the point of yes. Also, yes. First of all, I like this tweet that said you can tell DLSS 5 has been trained on Instagram models and porn because Grace went from a natural blonde to dyed blonde with dark roots.
True.
And she has those
yeah.
like
Yeah.
underlying
So
like
see, that's a
eyeshadow.
fundamental changing of the character itself. Like it's not just adding a filter on top. It's like looked at the character and gone, attractive blonde woman. Let's pornify her, basically.
And also, what exactly is the point of using? And for your example, you're using a game that literally came out days ago and that is already running and well and it's being called one of the prettiest games of its own generation. Like, what is the point of
Yeah, and that's the
yassifying
other
this?
thing. Resident Evil
Well, they
9 looks
capitalized.
amazing. It's visually incredible. But it
Yeah,
doesn't need it.
I mean the point is to capitalize on its attention currently. Like it's it's fresh on everyone's brain. I don't. It's pretty obvious why they're using Resident Evil 9 as an example. But yeah, I mean, what is the point? The game already looks great. And I feel like all you get from this transformation is a reduction in like the original intent of the video game's art style, which I think is bad. And it's just I saw a lot of people giving did you guys see Digital Foundry put out a video on it and they got a lot of shit? Digital Foundry, for people that don't know, is like they're like tech guys, basically. Like they analyze frame rates and video game graphical pipeline fidelity and things like that. They're usually great. The video itself was an analysis of DLSS 5 technology, and of course they were pretty they were, what's the word, complimentary of the technology, which I get people's like knee-jerk reaction about hating that, but at the same time, you can agree that the technology is probably impressive, while also being like, I think this is bad for video games long term and also doesn't look great right now. And so I think they're getting unnecessary shit. I don't know if you look too much into it, Kaya, but of course they're going to be they're going to be complimentary of the technology because it is interesting.
No, I've not seen their video. I did see one of their employees' tweets. I didn't do anything. Fuck, what is that? Something like that because they were getting a lot of shit.
Yeah, they were people were shitting on all of the Digital Foundry stuff, even though it was a video from two people that didn't clear it with the rest of the staff, apparently. I don't know the internal workings of that, but yeah, one guy came out and was like, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I like the technology. As I said, I like technology. I think this is the future of gaming in the sense that, so somebody gave a good example. In the future, you'll turn DLSS off and see this. And it's basically just a bunch of flat colors to denote shapes in the scene. Okay, here's an umbrella, here's a car, here's a person, another person. And then you'll just let the AI color it in, basically. And that's probably where we're headed with AI doing most of the rendering, which makes sense, I suppose, for the future.
Technologically impressive or whatever. And again,
Extremely.
this was, you know, where DLSS, or not DLSS, AI generative technology was heading. Everyone knows that. It's like, it's like we always say, like AI technology right now is the worst it'll ever be. It's only ever going to keep increasing, especially when it's bolstered by being trained by other AI. It's kind of like a cumulative effect. If smarter algorithms are training smarter algorithms, it's just going to increase in complexity and the innovations are going to come quicker. But at the same time, I mean, it's a scary future. I don't like where it's heading. I don't like where it's heading.
Well,
I've said that from the very beginning.
And I hope this isn't just going to become, you know how like motion blur became a dirty thing, or like overuse of bloom and such in video games. It's going to be one of those things where like, okay, video game developers are just going to make slop, then use the slop AI on top of it and turn all of their characters into Riley Reid, basically. Okay, here's our female porn star NPC. They all look the same. As long as that doesn't happen, I don't know. That's interesting.
I mean, I'm still always going to appreciate creative things that are created by creative people. Like manually, I'm always going to just find that obviously way more impressive than if they put in a prompt into AI. But at this point, you know, the AI is out of the bag. it's already got incredible money behind it, and it's already on its warpath. There's going to be no stopping that. So all you can do as an individual is basically just support products that aren't made with generative AI or don't, even play around with DLSS 5. That's all you can really do.
So Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang responds to DLSS 5 backlash. First of all, they're wrong, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good way to stop criticism. Just say they're wrong.
For sure. Should call them untalented freaks too. It's not post-processing. It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control of the geometry level. At the geometry level, though, too, a lot of games are going to look goofy or like eerie because the graphics are going to look lifelike, like actual fucking photos. But the animation is still...
Yeah,
the animation is still going to be very, it's video game animation.
Gamey. Yeah, it's going to have what's it called? Creepy Valley. What the fuck is the valley called?
Yeah, Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, Uncanny Valley. Yeah, it's going to have that kind of feeling. Here's a quote from Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia. He says, "This is quote, this is very different than generative AI, you fucking idiots. It's content control generative AI. That's why we call it neural rendering," end quote.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, I see. So it's not generative AI, it's generative AI. How could we forget?
Now I get
Thank
it.
you.
But I love when they play just with the words. Oh no, this is not offensive. It's actually if you change the order of the words.
Yeah.
Kaya, if I call you a fat moron, that's not offensive. But if I call you a moron who's fat, now that's going too far.
Perfect.
That's
I like
gross.
this comment from someone. He says, someone says, "This is very different than thing. It's adjective thing," which is like, yes, that is pretty accurate to what he's saying. That's such a fucking dog shit description of
marketing language.
Yeah, marketing lingo. I hate that because it treats everyone like fucking idiots.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it will work. This will probably become the norm, and nobody was going to care. Like, if you guys remember 5 years ago, everybody was like, oh, no, this is never going to take off, and now everybody's addicted to AI. And look, they're using it on FIFA. Like, who the fuck?
I'm fine with it if you can turn it off. If this is what they want to be doing, and you know it is, make it optional. Go to the graphics, turn it off. Fine. Okay. No harm, no foul.
There was no downside to DLSS. Like, that isn't. First of all, it's not generative AI. It's just at a frame rendering level, just algorithmically adding frames. So completely fine with that usage of algorithms. But yeah, when you start generating actual content, I don't like it. I would have an issue with it in my products because I don't like. First of all, I just don't like consuming media or creative things that have been created by a machine. Like, that just feels like a waste of my time.
Can you imagine
horrible
the World War, the Gamergate X, Gamergate Neo is gonna explode once gamers start making mods with this to like remove black people from video games being released? Like, there's not gonna be any vitiligo. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That already happens. People already mod that shit out. That's not gonna be any different.
Well, it's gonna be easier if it's just a flip. If it's just a switch you flip in your Nvidia app that says prompt custom
no black
7.
people prompt.
Yeah, literally. Literally, yes. And also here's a mugshot of me. Can you please put me in the game instead of Isaac in Dead Space? So it's me. Okay, cool, awesome. Like, that's where this is going, obviously, and that's why they're AIing FIFA games here. Like, who the fuck gives a fuck about FIFA looking good? But people will want to see themselves in the game. So that's where this is headed.
Yeah, I think you're a fucking loser if you use this technology
do you remember,
to
Jackson,
make FIFA look slightly prettier.
Jackson, do you remember, and I'm asking you because this is going somewhere, back when Rainbow Six Vegas first came out on the Xbox 360, and they had a feature where you could scan your own fucking face into the game with your webcam, and anyone who did it got mercilessly fucking made fun of and called a loser from start to finish.
We need to bring that back. We need to bring that back.
We do. And then I was bringing it up to you specifically because the fucking achievement hunter guys did it back in the day, and they had like 1,000,001 fucking problems with it, and then when eventually they did it, everyone's just like, wow, this was a waste of fucking time, this was so stupid. Like, it's just stupid. But
that's 2008 technology. Like Kai was saying, this technology, like you you'll look indistinguishable. Probably
You
if
will,
scan your
but
face in.
again, who is gonna applaud you outside of your friends and family? Like anyone who sees you doing that is gonna go, "What a fucking loser! What a dork!"
I don't know. Once it becomes normal, once
Yeah, I don't know.
and once it's built into your like meta glasses or whatever that just automatically scans your face for your meta.
Look, I think this is all bad. Again, I said this from the very fucking beginning of AI. I said even outside of AI potentially getting like dangerous in terms of, nuclear weapons and shit like that, which is always like the doomsday prediction that people make with AI. I said outside of that, the ramifications of having AI that can do everyone's jobs and also create all media and literally everything that we as a human species are able to contribute is going to have enormous ramifications on how we live as society, like people in a society. It's like jobs are already disappearing and we're at the infancy of this. I don't know, like what happens in the next 10 years if literally everyone's jobs can be done and there's no laws prohibiting corporations from not just firing everyone and replacing it with AI sub-agents.
I think
that's way more damaging.
We do need legislation. We at this point really do need laws that are like, hey, you need this percentage of non-AI work for your company or something. Something where it's like, yeah, we get it. AI can be this master fucking tool, but like we need to be humans. We need to live. We can't just do that.
Just tax them. I mean, if tax
the robots.
Tax would work. Tax would absolutely
I'm not
work.
joking. Like if they're going to remove all contribution to society by paying people basically, and no one's going to have jobs, then the AI companies or whatever need to be taxed like 90% to pay for UBI and shit like that. Like obviously.
Maybe 90%. First of all, the robots make zero. Okay, in my caliphate, what is this tax stuff? First of all, slaves do not get taxed because they do not earn money to begin with.
The companies
Okay,
that own all the infrastructure.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, I don't know.
We just need a human intervention on a machine problem because on paper it looks perfect and great and it does all this stuff, but we need something that just stops the consequences of it. Says, well, we can't just fucking do that. It's like look at oil, for example. We can do so much with fucking oil. We get cars and machines and we could rule the goddamn universe. But if we do that, we'll destroy the planet if we just harvest all of it and go fucking crazy. We have laws. We have conservation laws. We need that for AI. Like, hey, you have to legislated like only 20% AI employment at this company. Something. I don't know what the figures would be, but something.
I mean, and it's just someone needs to tackle this because it's only going to get faster and faster with AI because we're building a tool that can basically be used to build itself, better versions of itself. And obviously that's going to have a cumulative effect of development speeding up. I mean, we've seen that already, right? Like it's gotten faster in just the last year alone. So someone needs to do something. I'm getting very nervous about the future, not to be a doomer or anything, but like, what kind of, if I eventually have kids, like what kind of world am I going to be bringing them into basically? Like that's scary.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's this episode of the podcast. Guess.
Yeah,
how
what's
about
that?
that
Your
Concord?
things you like? What the fuck?
Existential dread. Yeah. I love it.
No. DSP will still exist. All the AI can
Thank
earn all
God.
the money.
DSP,
will
we're
be
going to be
there.
post fucking Skynet and it's going to be all machines
he's
working
gonna
for
be fine.
machines and DSP is still going to be posting that GIF on Twitter.
He's gonna be in his
How
chair
do we
going
not?
like, oh, Claude, I noticed you're not showing love today, Claude.
How do we know fucking DSP is not an AI bot right now being generated?
There's going to
on the
be a
screen for
stream.
us?
I'm calling this now. In 2050, there's going to be a stream where DSP goes, ha ha ha, 11001. Oh, 11011. Ha ha.
But is he pandering to his bot audience or is he the bot in
Whoever's
that
watching,
situation?
man. Literally, whoever's watching. Oh, I love him.
Imagine if like the main language of humanity becomes bot language where we have to talk in ones and zeros instead because it's the only way to communicate with them.
That would be
Beeps and
so
boots
inefficient. Yeah.
and dashes.
be-
Like Morse code, but it's just a series of M dashes.
We have to talk in C#.
Dash,
Conversations
dash,
take a
dash.
week. Oh well.
We're gonna go do some fun stuff in the After Dark right now. I've got a fun little game that I want to play with you guys to find out which of you two is the best at Mad Max or
Is
the
it
most
called
knowledgeable
Touch the
about Mad
Penis?
Max. Yeah, that I don't know what
I
that's got to do with
love
Mad
Touch
Max.
the Penis. It's my favorite
But-
game.
We can play
Which
Touch the
uncle
Penis.
touched
That-
the penis?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna go
Yeah.
play Touch the Penis over
Yeah,
at the After Dark.
Touch the
If you-
Penis.
All right.
If you want to come watch, find out which one of us gets our penises touched, head on over to
Yeah.
official.men. 7-day free trial right now. Also, Smut Rot should be out by the time this is out. So if you want a brand new series to dive into, myself and Jordan read bad fan fiction. So go check out Smut Rot. People love it. People have said it's awesome. So check that out. Do you guys have anything you guys want to shout out?
Touch my penis.
All right.
Thank you,
That's gonna do it.
DSP, for making my
Yeah.
evenings fun.
Yeah, DSP. Go watch DSP Gaming on YouTube.com right now. Put them on while we do this podcast. We've been, I'll just admit it for the audio listeners. Kai's been playing his stream this whole time on camera, and I've been watching it like this whole episode.
I love the like stern, concentrating face he does, which is kind of
Yeah.
similar to the one he does when he was jerking off.
He's
Only
thinking
broken apart
incredibly
for-
When
intensely.
he played Touch the Penis.
He's thinking
Yeah.
incredibly intensely over what he can blame except for himself when he loses. He does that every game.
He is concentrating in earnest, which is very endearing. Anyway, all right, there you
Damn,
go.
You're so gay for DSP. You love it.
I know.
Who
Official.man
doesn't?
for more DSP love. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.